Okay, so the last two videos were filled with conversations and people talking and NPCs running around and saying stuff. So I thought I'll let them have their say, and now I can have mine in peace or in semi-peace. Hopefully peace, but semi-peace works too. And well, you probably noticed that the boss battle, the Barrett boss battle, was kind of cut short. That's because I accidentally cut off like 2 minutes of footage, including the little cutscene there. Luckily, we didn't miss much.
Granted.
Basically, all that happens is Jensen just stands there, you know, frowning, looking cool, and this one dude with the chick walks up to an elevator, and then Barrett comes behind Jensen and hits Jensen, and then they say something overly generic. And then the guy who was at the elevator with the chick says, "Finish him, Barrett!" And then Barrett says, "Sure, I shall finish him." And then Barrett says, "I shall finish him now." And then Jensen says nothing. He just kind of stands there, just go, "Let's go, bring it to me." And that's all that happened in that cutscene. Have you noticed that cutscenes? For me, the cutscenes look worse than the actual game. Like, why did they pre-render some cutscenes, but some not? Never mind. Fuck it. So yeah, we missed some of the boss battle, which we didn't miss anything important. It was basically just me running around in circles and shooting at the dude, and that's what I wanted to talk about. The boss battles. The boss battles have received a lot of flack, a lot of criticism, and I can definitely see why. So far, I have faced Fedorova, the invisible chickie, and I have faced Barrett, and it was basically the same thing for both of them. You just run in circles, shooting at the dudette, or the dude. And, well, this is, I mean, first of all, developers need to understand that.
Access granted.
Well, actually, no. Let's start with something that most people probably are not aware of. Eidos, Square Enix in Montreal, Eidos told Square Enix that this is probably what happened, that they're gonna have some problems with programming the boss battles. So what they did was that, I don't know, maybe they ran out of time, energy, manpower, fucking money, I don't know. But they decided to hire a third-party studio to do the boss battles for them. And it's pretty odd that you'd hire another studio to do boss battles, because then it's like you got two separate developers, two separate studios doing their own things, and they're not communicating with each other. They're not telling each other what their vision is or what they want to do. It's really odd that they just gave. I don't remember what the third-party studio's name is. I've completely forgotten.
My sister wants me to visit the hospital and see what we've done. Can you believe that? As if Seraph Industries is responsible for someone rejecting their augments.
But I do know that, that sucks. First off, it's almost as if, I don't know if it was laziness, or if they just simply didn't have the time. They just had to ship it away, and the number of people who were working at Eidos, it wasn't sufficient for creating the boss battles as well.
Love you too.
When you have two separate developers doing two separate things, and if neither of them are communicating, I bet that the third-party developers probably just got a piece of paper which briefly set the scene. They got the source code, and that's it. How much could the third-party developers do? They basically just programmed the AI to do a couple of different things, run in circles, blast shit, and then you just program the environment a little and you're done. It's baffling to me.
Access granted.
And I don't think that people should mean, I understand the boss battles are boring, no doubt about it. But and most people agree that they don't care that much. But it still is kind of annoying, which I fully sympathize with. It is kind of, the boss battles are kind of uninspiring, but oh well, I guess. Hopefully the rest of the game can make up for the shitty boss battles. For me it does. Hopefully for everybody else it does as well. And right, I definitely don't think that we can blame the third-party developers at all in any way. I don't think that they deserve any shit flinging or any flack at all. Those dudes just did what they were assigned to do. I mean, yeah, the boss battles were very boring, very boring. It's just not dynamic in any way. They were just, I mean, they were walking around in circles, and you were walking around in the opposite direction. Then you shot at them, and then you backed off and hid behind some pillars or wall or whatever, and then you popped up and shot again, and that was basically, I mean, rinse and repeat. But I don't know. It feels like they. I really don't understand the situation. Why did you ship off the boss battles to a third-party developer? It just doesn't make any sense for me. Still, right, and to the developers, but all developers. I'm not gonna say just to the third-party developer who did the boss battles, but every developer. Every developer needs to be aware that boss battles, they aren't just ordinary NPCs with more health, like as if they're on, you know, drip feeding or on drip with health potions. You know, that's not a boss battle. A boss battle is something that's supposed to test your skills, test everything that you've learned up until a certain point. If you've been, you know, if you've been investing in hacking, if we take Deus Ex as an example, then you should be able to do something with hacking. You should be able to, you know, explore your surroundings while the boss is coming after you and just, you know, find a turret or a robot and activate it. Or if you've invested in, you know, brute force, then you can just run up to the dude and just, you know, shoot him in the face with a shotgun. Whatever. This, I mean... the Deus Ex Human Revolution bosses are just... I don't really understand the purpose of them, since they're basically just an ordinary soldier with more HP, and then he's followed by a cutscene. There's not much more that differentiates him from an ordinary, you know, female soldier or whatever. But yeah, not more. I mean, a boss is not, you know, an NPC with more life. I think that's a cardinal rule, and the second rule is that she's supposed to challenge everything that you've learned up until that point. I think the Metal Gear Solid bosses were pretty damn awesome in that respect. When you faced, let me see if I get this right. The first boss was the Vulcan Raven in a tank, right? So the first time you faced Vulcan Raven, you had to toss grenades to kill him. So that way you were practicing your grenade skills. Where no Revolver Ocelot was the first boss. Well, Revolver Ocelot, you were just, you know, running around in circles and shooting, like a Deus Ex boss, just running around and shooting. He had 6 bullets, so he took a lot more chunks of your HP than you did of him with your measly 44 SOCOM. But I mean, the range in the bosses, that's what I'm saying. The range in the different kind of bosses in Metal Gear, that's what was so amazing with it. After Revolver was Vulcan Raven throwing nades. Then it was, you know, the ninja, and you had to fist fight him. They were just, I mean, every boss was completely different in how you defeated him. And it required different sets of skill. Later on you would face Sniper Wolf, which you had to use a sniper rifle to kill. you know, that's what I'm saying, that bosses are supposed to challenge your skill, challenge everything that you've learned up to a certain point. They're supposed to be varied and different, obviously, because if you just did the same thing over and over again, you'd kinda, you know, be able to foresee what the boss is going to do, and it'd be kind of boring. It'd be kind of boring. Very boring. It's fucking boring. And I guess that, you know, one rule as well would be, well, just be varied, yeah. Vary the bosses, you know, have a boss be invisible, and you know, you need to shoot, you know, I don't know, fire hydrants, you know, to get the smoke to reveal him, or, you know, turn a valve to release water in a room, and then you can hear, you know, the invisible dude splashing in the water and see his or her marks, the ripples that he creates when he walks through water. Have a boss that maybe that can fly, and then you have to kind of, you know, climb a building to shoot him. I don't know. Just have different kind of premises to every boss so that you can adapt to the boss, and then kind of do your own thing and see if you can blah blah blah. Yeah, you get it. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, I've played a lot of games in my days. So, and in comparison with the other games that I've played in my days, yeah, I definitely agree that the Deus Ex boss are very uninspiring, not in any way kind of engaging. They're just, I don't know. I won't say anything. I mean, there is something wrong with the formula that they picked, definitely. But I guess it all depends on the mentality as well. I mean, I guess that if you played Quake 2, I guess that the bosses were kind of the same there as well. You just kind of, you know, dodged bullets and shot and hid behind a wall or a pillar or a chest-high wall, and then you popped up and you fired off some rounds, and, you know, that worked great for Quake 2. But I guess that, you know, still that was like, what? How many years ago was it since they released Quake 2? Was it? Is it like 10 years ago? So yeah, I guess that, you know, gaming evolution, you can't discard gaming evolution. That was okay 10 years ago, but it's, you know, I won't say that it's not okay today. I mean, it's okay if you just, you know, add something more to it, some more flair, some more inspiring detail. But just having the boss be like 10 years ago, and, you know, I mean, yeah, you can't disregard 10 years of gaming revolution. You just, or 10 years of gaming evolution. I'm thinking about Brink, evolution, revolution, blah blah blah. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, the bosses were definitely just awful, terrible. But for me, it doesn't exactly detract from the fun of the game. It definitely throws me out of the immersion. I mean, as if I'm on a damn catapult. It just lunges me away. But hopefully you can kill the boss in, you know, a couple of hits. You just, you know, run up to the boss and spam the typhoon. He should be dead in a couple of hits, and then you can move on and not worry about the bosses anymore. I agree, the bosses are very dull.
Well,
but I mean, still.
A security breach of
Look
this
past the bosses, and
it's like
I
our
think that the
entire
game is
network has been
pretty
violated.
damn amazing.
How the hell did they get past the firewall?
Pretty
I don't know, but
damn
he's got a
amazing. I'm still
shitload
just
of new
waiting for
coding to do.
this
All
DLC,
the
the missing
passwords he
link
has
that's
to
coming out
reset.
in like
Ouch.
October something, 10th of
why he's so
October,
stressed.
which is
No
incidentally
kidding.
the same date for the Dragon Age 2 DLC, which I'm definitely gonna play as well, obviously. A lot of people did not like Dragon Age 2. Damn. I mean, have you seen the Metacritic score for Dragon Age 2? I mean, it's ridiculous. And I completely sympathize. I finished Dragon Age Origins, and Dragon Age Origins was just wow. It was beyond amazing. The fact that you could, you know, pick different races, different backgrounds, different